As you know, I love this time of year. As you know, I love the transition from one year to another because, as I hope you know, I love talking about changes and transitions. One of the things that I love about this time of year is making resolutions and making goals and implementing new things for the new year. But what is so interesting about the transition from one year to another is that it is unlike any other life change. It is unlike any other transition. How so? This is a transition, the transition from one year to the next, in which nothing has changed. So when it comes to life change, of course, things change. When it comes to transitions, we are moving from one thing to another. And when it comes to life changes and transitions, we have so much more power in transition than we realize. And we can use transitions as an opportunity for growth, healing, and transformation. But what is very tricky about the transition from one year to the next is that nothing has changed. You flip the calendar and your life on December 31st looks pretty much exactly like how it looks on January 1st. This is why it can be so hard to make New Year's resolutions stick. This is why when you've made New Year's resolutions in the past, they have not worked out. This is why you've been challenged to stick with your New Year resolutions. The problem is not you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are a normal human being if you have made New Year's resolutions and then forgotten them by February 1st. That is normal. And the reason that it is normal is because in a life change, things change. And when things change, we have the power to guide those changes if we so choose, if we know the secrets. But when it comes to New Year's resolutions, there's been oftentimes, almost always, no change. Now, what this means ultimately is that your environment has not changed. Your routine has not changed. There is nothing that has created change, and you are therefore focusing on implementing changes with nothing but your willpower. If you have ever tried to make a change and said to yourself, I can't do it, I just don't have the willpower. If you have ever tried to make a New Year's resolution and couldn't stick with it and thought, I just don't want it badly enough. I'm just not motivated enough. I'm just not inspired enough. You are normal. And it's not you. The truth is that we have a hard time implementing and sticking with New Year's resolutions because nothing has changed. Our environment is still the same. We are still living in the same place, still having the same routines, still doing the same things. And so when we try to make changes from that standpoint, it is incredibly difficult. So if you've had challenges in the past with sticking to your New Year's resolutions, I am not surprised. It is not you. It's the environment. So one way that you can really help yourself to make your New Year's resolution stick, to achieve your goals for the new year, is to make some changes to your environment. I encourage you not to rely on sheer willpower to help you stick with your resolutions, because as we know, willpower is finite. And willpower is a resource that can be used up. Don't do that to yourself. That is a challenge. And then when you fail at your New Year's resolution, you just feel like a failure. You feel like something's wrong with you. You feel like you're just not motivated enough and just don't have the willpower and just don't have what it takes. You do have what it takes. And you need a helping hand from your environment. And so whatever your New Year's resolutions are, whatever your goals are for the new year, I want to encourage you to set yourself up in an environment that is going to help you succeed. So, if you want to improve your health, if you want to improve your relationships, if you want to improve your finances, whatever your New Year's resolutions and goals might be, it doesn't matter. I want to encourage you to think about the ways that you can structure your environment to help you be successful. So, you want to improve your health? How can you structure your environment for that? Throw out all of the unhealthy food. Go to the cupboards and toss it out, because guess what? If it's there on December 31st, it's going to be there on January 1st. That is why New Year's resolutions are so hard to stick to. December 31st and January 1st look so very much the same. So it's up to you to make them look different. It's up to you to change your environment and structure it in a way that facilitates your success. So, toss out the unhealthy food and don't buy it anymore. Structure your visits to the grocery store in such a way that you don't fall back on the old routines of buying junk food. Go into the store in a different way, shop in a different direction, take a list, all kinds of things that you can do to structure just that one routine in a way that is different and in a way that sets you up for success. So in your home, tossing out the junk food. In your home, situating your workout clothes in a place where you can easily grab them. Putting your workout shoes in a place where you can put them on immediately. Structuring our environments in a way that sets us up for success is going to facilitate that success so much better than just relying on sheer willpower. So I encourage you, whatever your goals are, whatever your resolutions are for the new year, I want to encourage you to look at those specifics, And ask yourself, how can I structure my environment to set myself up for success? How can I structure my environment to help me stick with this? How can I make it easy for myself to stick with this? So if you want to be healthy, where can you put the healthy foods in your house so that they are easily within reach? Get rid of all of the unhealthy foods first. And then where do you put the healthy foods? Maybe, I want to drink more water. Okay, great. How can you structure your environment in such a way that it favors drinking water over not drinking water? So maybe filling up a big mug of water, big thermos of water, and having that available with you right there on the counter, ready to go in the morning, in the fridge, carrying it with you all day. That's structuring your environment to help facilitate your success. This is also going to help to keep your goals and resolutions at the forefront of your mind. So ask yourself, what are my goals for the new year? What are my resolutions? And how can I structure my environment to create success for myself? How can I change my environment so that I can be more successful at this? How can I make it easy for myself to do the little things that are going to make me successful at this goal or resolution? Structure your environment, change your environment. Because when our life changes, our habits change. This is one of my top tips in my Standing Like the Stones book on surviving and thriving during life changes. I highly recommend reading Standing Like the Stones. It talks about when your life changes, your habits change. But when it comes to the new year, when the calendar changes, nothing changes unless you make it change. And changing the environment is how you facilitate making those changes. So get out there, restructure your environment to align with the changes that you want to make, the things that you want to bring into your new year.